Good morning, it's UPBOptionMillionaires.com. It is June 19, 2014. It is a Thursday, and I'm bringing up this chart here, Solar City. JB at Option Millionaires every Sunday does a week ahead webinar, goes over charts and what he's looking for to trade in the market. He was talking about Solar City this past Sunday. Actually, on Friday, sent out a text alert on the $55 calls at 50 cents. Those were at $12. Just a huge call. And if you go back the prior week, JB was talking about Open Table, and we all know what happened with Open Table. Rocketed higher, alerted those 77.50 calls a couple weeks ago at 25 cents. They ultimately went over $27. So it's just been a really, really nice couple weeks here at Option Millionaires. Not always peaches and roses, especially when you're trading out of the money stock options. You need the market to move, and move it has. This is the IWM, which is the Russell 2000 ETF, broke out of, I've been talking about this possible last bastion for the bears, this head and shoulders topping pattern. IWM is over the 118 level real quick here, pre-market, and I'm looking at new record levels possible coming in the next couple weeks for IWM. That'd be over the 120 level, and we look for a breakout out of this pattern. And to me, that's what you wanted to see. You wanted to see this kind of head and shoulders, not just slowly dissipate. You want to see it just get blown to smithereens. So we'd like to see that sharp move up, put this whole pattern to rest, and we can all just move on and sleep better. You see this head and shoulders pattern as well as a long-term, almost a year and a half head and shoulders pattern. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then, oh my goodness, I'm not sure we're going to see another 100% to the upside, but hey, you never know. I don't think this rally, I mean, it's funny because it's not a rally. I remember back in 99, I mean, everybody was buying Qualcomm and all of those stocks that soared to record levels. These days, nobody's really wrapping their mind around buying the all-time highs. It just seems to keep going. I don't know. Somebody's buying. Somebody! Let's move on to some individual names. So, yeah, the IWM, this head and shoulders pattern, pretty much negated. And we can look for a summer melt up. Now, maybe we'll consolidate like we have in the past. We'll make a move up, consolidate, move up, consolidate. But so far, it looks pretty good here for the market, especially the small caps here. Let's move to some individual names. Well, let's look at the volatility index. The VXX really just getting taken to the woodshed. I don't know if people bring up this 5-year chart, but look at his new record lows as volatility gets sold off. There was a big trade last week of the January $20 puts in 2015 for, I think, 75 cents. And while they look kind of outlandish here, we need another $8.25 to the downside just for that trade to break even. We could just, you never know with this. You never know. I mean, 5,000 to 29 bucks, that could happen next month. But the fact is, central banks globally are backstopping all of your long trades because nothing can go down in this market. So why would you buy any puts? Why would you mitigate any of your risk? It's all about risk. All right, let's move to Wynn Resorts, which bounced off support, and you could look intraday yesterday, looked so weak and then just rallied in spite of the weakness. So obviously somebody was buying there as well. And you can look, support has held, and we could see possibly move up to the 220 level in the short term. The options are cheap. I put them up in Twitter at StockTwits. I talked about how inexpensive options are. I wrote a piece a couple weeks ago about, everything is just Google. I got the 560 calls earlier this week for like $1.60 and 220. I ended up selling out of them after we broke through the support. You see the support here at 550? Let me just pull in a little closer. It's so tough when you're buying out of the money stock options. When you see a move like this, that massive sell-off. Once we broke 550, I got out. And certainly the wrong decision as we moved up and we hit right up against resistance at the 561 and change level. Right now, Google is flat pre-market. We'll see if we can get a continuation. But the point is, the options were so cheap. They were pricing in a very small move, and that's what's great about this market. With volatility low, you can get out of the money stock options on some high-priced, big-moving stocks, or stocks that have made big moves in the past, shall I say, for a discount. How about Amazon? Amazon, I got the 332.50 calls yesterday at about, 1:30 p.m. when the stock was plunging to its lows here, just under 326. I got those for $2.15. I sold them later for $4, and I don't know what they closed at, $5. maybe 475, something like that. Amazon's up a little bit here pre-market. I'm looking from a longer-term perspective. I think the stock's going to break out over 340 over the next couple trading sessions, maybe as soon as today. And you're going to see this bullish kind of pattern here. We pulled back, and we're at the start of another rally that's going to take us over 340, and ultimately up here. We're going to give up. We're going to come back to this resistance line where we broke down from in the middle of March. That's Amazon Solar City. Did I bring Solar City up yet? JB was talking about this in the Option Millionaires Week Ahead webinar on Sunday. I believe I talked about this already, but I don't know. My brain is shot. How about Tesla? Talked about this one as well. And then we had DDD. I put this up at the blog. I bought some of the 5250 calls earlier this week. They went as low as 36 cents. They went as high as $2.70. So I put those up, and DDD again just looks, it's a stock that has made really sharp moves in the past. As you can see, this move up to almost 60, and I think we're down here, right? So we got a continuation to the upside here for DDD. DDD coming, DDD. Boeing, some news out this morning about the batteries. This you would say from this is a 9-year monthly daily chart. This looks like a bear flag. For some reason, the little birdie on my shoulder is telling me to buy the calls. So we had some nice little hammer candle yesterday as we plunged the lows and recovered on the Fed. So we'll see if we get a move up. I got some of the $32 calls, 132s at 62 cents. They close at 80 something. So it's something I'm not going to hold on to too long. But if we do see a reversal, Boeing from a long-term perspective looks like it wants to break out to new record levels. You'd almost say this is a cup, and we're forming a handle here, which is a continuation pattern to the upside. Caterpillar pulled back. I don't know, maybe this pullback is done. You can look at this really nice candle here just 2 weeks ago, and we're putting in some sort of a bull flag for a continuation up to the double top we hit a couple years ago. And speaking of Caterpillar, the commodity-based stocks are starting to rally here. We had CLF, which is one of the more heavily shorted stocks by share count, starting to move higher. We'll see if we can get up to at least this resistance line at about $18. And then we have gold. Gold is up on the heels of the central bank meeting yesterday, looking to break out of this channel. And this would be very bullish for GLD. I know GLD's been beaten down, and a lot of people calling for continued downside. But we'll see if we can break above this trend line resistance. We can see a move up to 130 and then 135 on the GDL SPDR Gold TRUST, which closed at 122.67, up 0.32%. Another one, I don't like talking about this one, so just cover your ears if you don't like to hear about this one. Angie's List, which is up at support here at $12. I just like drawing all these lines. Maybe I'll draw some vertical ones, and we'll play tic-tac-toe. X, O, X. Anyway, nice move up here for Angie's List consolidation. Expecting to move up to $14 short term. Now we got to look around and say, all right, Open Table's been bought out. What's the next? What is the next logical buyout candidate? So we'll see. Maybe Angie's List is one of those. We got to look through the names because there's money. There's just money, boatloads of money just getting, thrown around. There's got to do something with it. Got to do something with it. All right. UPB here, optionmillionaires.com. It is Thursday, June 19, 2014. A couple hours before the market's going to open, it's going to be another interesting trading session. Up, down. Where are we going to end? And this is the S&P 500 ETF, the spiders. And you can see we're up. We had a channel we broke out of in 2013 into 2014. Another channel here for most of early part of this year. We've broken out. Now, are we going to start channeling again before another move up to the upside? This market is unstoppable. All right. Everyone have a great trading session. I'll see you in the chat room at optionmillionaires.com. And if I don't see you, have a great trading day. Goodbye.